right, guys. Hey, welcome back to 234 in La Casa. So this evening I'm going to be making one of my daughters, or one of my kids wanted cream cheese mashed potatoes. So I'm going to just bring you all along and show you how I make cream cheese mashed potatoes. You can either use Yukon Gold potatoes for this recipe, or you can use your standard russet potato. I do both mashed potatoes with either potato. The thing that I like about Yukon Gold is it's really nice, buttery, very, very tender potato. But the thing that I don't like about it, and other people may disagree and it's fine, Yukon Gold is like kind of has a sweetness to it, just a natural sweetness that I can taste, where your russet potato doesn't. It's more starchy. Even both of them are a starch. They're both a carb. But to me, russet, it just has more of a flaky texture. It has a more heavy starch texture, and it doesn't have the natural sweetness that your Yukon Gold is going to have. The Yukon Gold, like I said, is more, the texture of it is tender. It has a tender texture. The skin, of course, is thin, but your russet is going to have more of a flaky texture, not the natural sweetness, and the skin is going to be thicker. So you can just decide which one you want to use. Like I said, I use both, but for this particular recipe for cream cheese mashed potatoes, I'm going to do russet, since these are the ones that she picked out as what she wants. But like I said, you can use either one, okay? But I'm going to be using russet for this one. Okay, y'all, so we're gonna start off by washing these potatoes and getting them peeled. And what you're gonna wanna do is, when you peel them and cube them and everything, you're gonna wanna make sure that you cube them all in about the same, that have your cubes the same size, so that way when we're boiling them, they'll boil at the same rate of speed, okay? All right, guys, so we've got these potatoes cut up, and so I've got mine cut into fourths, and all you're going to want to do is just cut, I've got the skins removed as well, so all you're going to want to do is just make sure you have them all cut about the same size, so that way they can cook at the same rate. And so I'll just kind of show you mine. Okay. So that's about all the same size. All right, so now that we've got these potatoes all cut up in similar sizes, we're going to get some, we're gonna put cold water all over these potatoes, okay? Don't use warm water, don't use hot water. You wanna start with cold water to boil your potatoes. Whenever you're doing like a mashed potato, you wanna boil your potatoes in cold water. All right, guys, so these are done. They are fork tender. So I'm just gonna go over, just kind of show you they're fork tender. So I'm gonna go over to this, go over and drain the water off. Okay, so I've got the water drained off, and when I do mine, I don't drain off all of the water. I leave about 1/8 of a cup of the potato water that the potatoes are boiled in. I leave about 1/8 of a cup of that liquid in the saucepan. If you want to drain it all the way off, you can. I'm going to add a half of a stick of butter to the potatoes, and that is salted butter. And there's a couple of ways, or more than a couple of ways, that you can do this. You can use a potato masher to mash your potatoes. You can use a stand mixer to mash your potatoes, to whip them, or you can use a handheld mixer to whip them. I'm just going to use a fork. That's just how I mash mine. I like to have a few chunks of potatoes in my mashed potatoes, just so people know that these are real potatoes. Sometimes people will be like, are these potatoes, instant potatoes? And so because they're so smooth or creamy or whatever, and they're not. So I like to leave just kind of a few little, not hunks, but some pieces of potato in my potatoes, so that way there's no question that these are real potatoes. And then I'm going to add some heavy whipping cream. And it just depends on the amount of potatoes that I have. I'm probably going to start off with about 1/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. Okay. And then I just kind of wanted to get my butter, submerged in the heat of those potatoes. And then we're going to add our cream cheese. Now, the amount of cream cheese that you add is going to depend on how many potatoes that you peeled. So this is about 3/4 of a block of Philadelphia full fat cream cheese. I'm going to use, I'm going to leave about 1/4 of it. So I'm going to use half of this, half of that 3/4. So let's see here. I'll leave 1/4 of it behind. And so I'm just going to go ahead and cube up And I may use more, I don't know yet. I may go ahead and use the rest. I'm gonna taste it as I go. But that's how much I'm gonna start with for our cream cheese mashed potatoes. All right, so I've got all of that together. So now I'm mixing, and you can see that there's some cream cheese there. It's all melding together with the heat from the potatoes. There's a little bit of butter right there. And so it's all gonna get mixed together, and the cream cheese will begin, like I said, to really melt into these potatoes and turn them into just cream cheese heaven. I mean, this is so good. I'm gonna add the rest of this cream cheese to it. And the thing that I like about using the russet potato for this dish, cream cheese has a natural sweetness. And so when you use the Yukon Gold potato, like I said, it has a natural sweetness too. Added with the cream cheese, it takes on a sweet quality. With the russet potato, there is no sweetness that you're gonna taste. The russet potato almost overpowers the sweetness of the cream cheese, so you don't even taste the sweetness. At least I don't taste the sweetness that comes from using the cream cheese. It just has a rich quality. You can taste the cream cheese, but no sweetness. So like the Yukon potato will tend to heighten that sweetness from the cream cheese because it's a sweet potato, a sweeter potato than your russet. But with this russet potato, no sweetness whatsoever. So now we're gonna go ahead and salt and pepper our mashed potatoes. All right, so I've got some pink Himalayan sea salt here that I'm gonna go ahead and add. And we've got some granulated black pepper here. Not granulated, I'm sorry, ground black pepper. And if you don't like you notice my potatoes, if these are too stiff for you, you can add more whipping cream to help them to not be as, as stiff as mine. And I think I'm gonna add just a little bit of whipping cream. And that's about it. And also whipping cream has a sweet quality to it, has sweet taste to it. But like I said, even that russet potato just kind of evens all of that out where there's no sweetness, none that I can taste. So, and if you're not a heavy ground black pepper person, you don't have to add any ground black pepper. We love ground black pepper in this household, so I'm gonna add more than what other people probably would. But this is about a teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt that I'm adding. And I did about 2 teaspoons of ground black pepper. And as you can see, when I use the fork, you see it just doesn't, I didn't have to pull out my mixer or hand mixer or anything. It gets it nice, they're mashed and they look really, really good. Let me taste this for salt content and see how that does. I'm gonna add about 1/2 teaspoon more pink Himalayan sea salt. All right, guys, so here are the mashed potatoes. These are cream cheese mashed potatoes. Put a little pat of butter on top there, and you can see, the pepper, let's see, I'm gonna taste it. See that? This is really good, really, really good. Excellent. And like I said, if you, oh my gosh, look at that butter running. If you, I can't even hardly talk, they're so good. Yeah, okay. And like I said, if you want them to be a little bit more creamy than this, then of course you can always add more whipping cream if you would like to, okay? All right. This is fantastic, it tastes so good. All right, I'll see y'all next time here at 234 in La Casa. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna take these on over and give these to my daughter. She's gonna be so excited. I'll see y'all later.